Low impact fitness training. You've probably heard the new buzzword in fitness called low impact fitness training. Even Tom Cruise was praising it in a recent interview, saying that that's how he trains. But here's the thing, most people don't even understand what that actually means. I spoke to a couple of people at the pool the other day who were using elastic bands and foam dumbbells in the water. They told me that they like resistance training in the water because it was easier on their joints than the gym. But the resistance never feels heavy enough. Let's put an asterisk here. You can add more resistance in the water, i.e. use larger size foam, but two things will tend to happen. One, the form goes out the window as buoyancy and upward force provide too much uncontrolled resistance. And two, poor form shortens the range of motion and thus defeats the purpose of the targeted exercise anyway. Ironically, they have no idea that the majority of gym exercises with machines and free weights are already low impact, the majority. So let's clear this up once and for all. Impact is pounding or literally an impact stress that comes from striking the ground or hitting a hard surface. Running, jogging, jumping, even running on a treadmill. Those are high impact activities. They load your joints every single time your foot hits the ground. But when you're doing a chest press, lat row, or even a squat, even a heavy squat, that's still not impact, that's resistance, completely different. And here's the important part. Resistance is what builds strength, muscle, and helps build bone density. And it's what keeps you mobile, confident, and strong as you get older. So don't confuse low impact with low resistance. They're not the same thing. If you want low impact training, you don't need to avoid the gym. And it gives you the variable resistance that your body actually needs. Water workouts are amazing for joint comfort, mobility, conditioning, and active recovery, but they'll never match the progressive resistance you get from free weights, machines, cables, or even bands. So all that said, should we avoid high impact training altogether? No, not at all. This doesn't mean you should not do high impact exercises at all. High impact is also incredibly useful, important, and necessary for bone density and strength. Again, the key is form and moderation. Why? Because bones respond specifically to impact loading, not just resistance. Strength training helps slow bone loss because muscles pull on the bone, but for actual bone growth adaptation, you need forces that create impact or shock through the skeleton. That's why, done properly, exercises like jumping, sprinting, and plyometrics are also required. Why? There's something called the minimum effective load, okay? And that's ground reaction forces equal to 2 to 3, some people say 2 to 4 times body weight are required to trigger bone density adaptation. Okay, we can achieve this by jumping down from a small height of around 2 to 3 feet, or sprinting strides, which generate several times body weight and impact forces, or quick deceleration changes, think soccer, basketball, tennis type moves. If you never do impact work, you miss out on one of the most important stimuli for bone density. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is if you're looking for low impact training, you don't need to avoid the gym. In fact, most of the strength training you will be doing with weights, cables, machines are already low impact, as we've already established. So don't confuse low impact with low resistance. They're not the same thing. If you want to protect your joints, build strength, and set yourself for long-term health, lean into resistance training, but don't eliminate impact training altogether. The key is holistic. A holistic approach is the real key to aging strong. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about this topic and more about health, fitness, nutrition, inspiration, and wellness strategies, check out my 2 latest books, Biomatic Body, Fitness Strategies from the Animal Kingdom, and the 16 Elements of Fitness. And my other book, If, Inner Fitness, Your Body, the Owner's Manual. The title speaks for itself. If you have a question about fitness, it's probably in this book. They're both available on Amazon.com or linked from our website, www.phrogfitness.com. Thank you.